All right. Hola, guys. Que paso? Thank you for tuning in. This is Hala Pablo. Let's go ahead and continue tracking Bitcoin. We have a very important event coming up in a few days, namely the Trump inauguration in Washington, D.C., and that's seen as many as a bullish, a very, very mega bullish signal for crypto in general. And I would agree that it is. Obviously, we have this old regime leaving that was very hostile towards crypto and did all it could to what I believe create volatility in the markets with you know litigations, various litigations against certain altcoins that they deemed as securities, unregistered securities, and all that stuff that we saw last year. That element is going purportedly, and a new element is coming in that is decidedly crypto friendly. We have a president that espouses Bitcoin coming in, with, of course, Elon Musk and his history with crypto positive, especially with the memes like Doge and such. And so, yeah, and then there's talk of adopting Bitcoin as part of the Federal Reserve note officially. And so all this speculation engenders a bullish sentiment. And on surface, this piques the emotion, and it seems to precipitate a very good opportunity to invest in crypto, thinking that from January 20th and up, crypto is just going to moon. Everything's going to moon, with Trump at the helm. So, but I'd like to propose that oftentimes these kinds of events serve as catalysts. These bullish events serve as catalysts to set traps for those who are going with the herd mentality, going with the pump, going long. Usually it's with the long, right? You remember, if you recall, when Elon Musk was on Saturday Night Live, hosted Saturday Night Live, and everyone jumped into Dogecoin thinking he was going to shill Dogecoin and Doge was going to go to the moon. And what happened right after that? It just crashed. Doge just crashed. And so that was predictable. In fact, I warned everyone in my group to, if you're in Doge, to get out or short or whatever, and of course that's what it did. And so now we see sort of like a similar, potentially bullish event beginning to unfold, which will be on the 20th, which is Trump's inauguration. And so again, I'm seeing this as now this is my own opinion. This is what these are my reflections on the market, and I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know things 100%. Nobody does, and I'm the first to admit that I'm not 100% on anything, but my gut intuition tells me that this is a sell the news event, that the market makers, informed interest, composite operators will use the obvious go long in crypto, Trump, Yahoo rallies, going to the moon as a trap, as a catalyst to trap buyers, especially retail buyers, going in with the FOMO, jumping on the FOMO bandwagon, and I do think it will pump for a little bit, but I don't believe it'll be sustained. It's just, this is a perfect storm for informed interest. Like I was explaining to my group, the market makers, they don't care really about Bitcoin pumping, all they care about is getting your money into their accounts, and Bitcoin is a vehicle to do this. And so whether or not Bitcoin goes up or down or goes to 200,000 or 500,000 is immaterial. It's not the point of the game that these people play. These boys are after your money. And if they can manipulate the news, knowing that you're going to jump on that sentiment, to trap you at some point where they program just a battery of shorts to start short selling Bitcoin after you've jumped in and it's pumped 5 or 10% or whatever, and then you get caught in this. You get put under the hammer, and it drops like a freight train. I mean, that's all that they're concerned about, is just liquidating you. And so retail is with the greed element, we're wanting Bitcoin. I mean, who doesn't want Bitcoin to pump? Especially small people like us, weekends, dumb money, just want to get into that rocket ship and go, 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 go. And the deep-handed, strong investors, that's not their prerogative to go, 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 pump, 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 pump. They're wanting your money. They want to buy your overbought Bitcoin, overpriced Bitcoin. They want to dump you out so when it dumps, you freak out and you panic sell, and they buy it cheap, and then they start the process all over again. And it doesn't matter how long it takes to get to that 500,000 point or whatever you're dreaming and salivating over. That's not what they're looking at. That's what you're looking at. So you need to keep this. You need to divorce yourself from this mentality of pump. Like everyone's going to benefit from the pump. No, there's a hostile entity out there that is going to do anything that it can to separate you from your liquidity, and they're going to use you as liquidity. So that said, I want to look at the price action here. A similar cycle that we see. Again, we're going back to the bull cycle of 2021, and over here on the right is our current cycle, and you see where we are. It's the same. I enumerated the features on the waves here. This is an Elliott wave. This is just me putting like numbers on certain events so you could readily identify. Here I circled. We see the similarities in the wave structures and the trajectories of how they're playing out. We've got the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4. The 4 making the all-time high for the time, and then we have sort of like a cup, kind of like forming like a cup. So, and then we see the 3 rallies within the cup: the A, the B, and then the C, which mitigated the 4 here. And we see the same thing here. That happened in 2021, and we see the same thing more or less playing out. Now, the waves are not going to be exactly the same, obviously. We have this, for example, this big sell-off here. We didn't see this under the 3 in 2021, but we saw it this year. And then, but the 4 was the all-time high in 2021. It was, 67,000, we'll just say. And then here's the 108,000 that we just saw last month. And then the retracement, we didn't go as deep in 2021, but this formed like this local bottom here with the up thrusts, with the A, the B, and the C. The A, the B, and the C. And like you could see this playing out. You can, if you look at it, you could take a 10-year-old can look at this and see the similarities in it. And especially where we sit now on the C, and this is where we are today. Looks like we're approaching the 4, right? It's like we're approaching this mitigation point. And so we saw that actually in 2021, C mitigated the 4. It went a little bit above it actually and created a new all-time high, right? This is maybe 69. It went up to 69, whereas 4 was the all-time high, was the first up thrust that peaked out at 67 grand. So it formed, as it were, like we see like a double top going on here. And the question was here, do we reconsolidate, reaccumulate, and another leg up in 2021? Or is it down from here? And we're asking the same questions today. What are we doing here? Is when Trump gets in, everyone is saying, like a lot of people are thinking that we're going to mark up. So seeing the historic trajectories of both this one and measuring it and seeing it pretty much play out today thus far, I think it behooves us to look and see how this ended in 2021, and then taking into consideration that we're at the cusp of an event that is typically a sell the news event. It's worth seeing if we retraced, if at all, at this point in 2021, and if so, could we maybe expect another retracement this year? So we're going to look at the waves now and see. Okay, let me go back here and see what exactly played out. Now, yeah. So here's 2021. Now I have these both on the 8-hour replay. Okay. So again, you see everything here, the features. Let's see how it played out. Well, we already know, but we see the retracement here. But before the retracement, we had, this is fast. Put over. We had, I want you to notice here, this is the most important part right here, I think. After this C, we had another pump right here. So we'll call this like C1, which, I mean, the 4 was already mitigated. The point is it came up to the all-time high and went past it even a bit. We haven't yet mitigated the all-time high. I think we got up to like 105.8 yesterday. So there's still room to mitigate the 4. And I contend, I think it's worth looking at that we can expect after the inauguration, we're going to see a pump. I don't think it's going to dump right away. That's not how it works. There's no use in doing that. They need contestants, if you will. They need victims. They need people to jump into the FOMO. Trump's president, crypto friendly, and everyone's going to jump in, especially when they see the volume and the price action start going up. But what they don't know is that the supply that they're buying is the same supply that's being unloaded by market makers who had bought down here and lower, and who have sold off some in this distribution thus far. But many whales, many informed interests are holding Bitcoin from way back, even before this reconsolidation period from down here, that haven't sold. And so this creates, as it were, a perfect opportunity, a perfect storm to unload their the Bitcoin that they bought down low in the 40s and 50s, some of them, and lower, and that have been holding Bitcoin from 15,000, 16,000, where we bottomed out. Still holding. Many whales are still holding. We haven't seen any sizable retracements since way down here, when Bitcoin was bottomed out under 20,000. Many are holding. We haven't seen a macro bear market yet. So could it be that they're waiting for this, kind of like how this turned out to be a double top, right? And it was a deep sell-off. We see that the waves are kind of conforming in much the same fashion up until now. And now, again, we have a sell the news, a perfect opportunity for market makers to fleece the herd, to slaughter the herd, once everyone jumps into the FOMO. So I'm going to end this video. I say all that. Just be careful, guys. I don't know 100% what's going to happen, but I think that we are overdue a macro retracement, and I think this sets up the perfect opportunity for such. So hopefully some of us will take heed and be cautious and watch this. And if it does play out like something similar to 2021, then hopefully this video will age well. And you can say, well, at least we were warned. And those that buy the top and get stuck, caught up there, yeah, it'll be a learning lesson. And so anyway, I want to leave it at that. If you got anything out of this video, please like, subscribe. I do these. I have nothing to shill. I don't purport to know it all. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't try to predict price action to a T. This is just my bias. We all do technical analysis for this reason. And so yeah, we'll see. History will tell, right? So like, subscribe, and if you like to take your chart reading skills up a notch, check out our Discord trading group. I keep it extremely affordable to differentiate myself from so many of the bot signal groups out there that just set you up for failure with just signals that could really wreck you. So learn how to get your own signals. Learn how to read charts, volume, price action, and the synergy involved between the two. And our Discord trading group chat feature, live chat, teaches you how to do that. Reading Elliott Wave, Wyckoff, most importantly, pattern recognition with the volume. Everything else is just used as tools and instruments to confirm what we've already seen playing out in the patterns, in the macro patterns and their fractals as we break them down for further confirmation. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. Thank you. Have a great day. Talk to you all soon. Adios. Bye-bye.